Welcome to Hyperbolas. Well, remember how we learned how to graph this? These are hyperbolas. The first thing we did was we pretended like this equation that you see is an ellipse, and the center would be at the origin, and you'd be going left and right 3 and up and down 4, but instead of making an oval, you make a box. And the corners of the box determine lines, and those lines are called asymptotes. asymptotes. Learn how to spell that. And then after that, we drew our hyperbola. Remember, when the x squared term is positive in standard form, then it's going left and right. The hyperbola comes in and kisses the box at the two red spots, -3 and 3, and hugs the asymptotes, the lines. If it was the y squared term that was positive, it would be going up and down. Well, let's just take a look at the asymptotes. You notice that they both go through the origin. The general equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. They both go through the origin, so that means the b for both is 0. And so we'd have y equals mx. Maybe I should write it here, mx. Well, what's the slope? Well, you notice that if we start at the origin and go to the right 3, we go up 4, the slope is 4/3. So this line will be y equals 4/3 x. And if we start at the origin, go to the right 3 and down 4, the slope for the other line is -4/3, so we'd have y equals minus 4/3 x. So we could summarize by saying our asymptotes here are y equals plus or minus 4/3 x. There they are. Well, is there a short way without graphing? Yes. Remember, when we thought to graph it, we went to the center, 0, 0, went left and right 3, there's your run, and then up and down 4, there's your rise. So you should be able to find the asymptotes without graphing. Okay, well, let's get rid of that print. And let's take a look at some right here. Number 1, the asymptotes would be plus or minus 3/10 x. You're going up and down 3 from the center and left and right 10. The rise is 3 or -3, and the run is 10 or -10, depending which way you go. But the slopes are plus or minus 3/10. So the asymptotes are y equals plus or minus 3/10 x. For number 2, it would be y equals plus or minus 6/5 x. For number 3, it would be plus or minus 2/9 x. And for number 4, it would be plus or minus x. So right now, you should be able to go to your handout. And let's go back to this handout right here and do the asymptotes for problems 5 through 10. We'll stop the movie now, and my substitute will try number 5 and or 6, and you can do the others. And after the movie, come back. We'll do some more with these hyperbolas. Well, we're back, and now we're going to do the thunder story. You and a friend live 4 miles apart and are talking on the phone. You hear a crack of thunder, and 18 seconds later, your friend hears the crack. Where did the lightning hit? Whoops. I messed up here. We got to go back. Let's fix that real quick. All right. Back to the thunder story. Here we are. Sorry about the delay. Anyway, so where did it hit? Well, it would actually hit on a hyperbola, and the houses act like foci. Remember, ellipses have two foci, parabola has a focus, and hyperbola has two foci. So the houses would be the foci. The question is, how do you find them? For example, I want to find the foci for this hyperbola. The first thing to do is make a quick sketch. This is the left-right kind, centered at the origin. The purple points are vertices. That's where the hyperbola kisses the box. The red points are your foci. Now to find the foci, take the numbers in the bottom, add them, and take the square root. Remember, for the ellipse, you subtracted them and took the square root. For the hyperbola, you add them and take the square root. So that means the foci here would be plus or minus 5, 0. The vertices, well, remember, you started at the center, the origin, and you went left and right 3. So the vertices would be 3, 0 and negative 3, 0. Let's try another one. This one is also centered at the origin, cupping left and right. And you add the numbers, 3 and 13, take the square root. So you're going to go from the origin, left and right 4, so it's going to be 4, 0, negative 4, 0. And those would be the red points, the foci. The purple points there, to find those, look at your equation. You have to go left and right, the square root of 3. So the vertices would be the square root of 3, 0, and minus the square root of 3, 0. Let's try another one. This one, this hyperbola is opening up and down. And you take those two bottom numbers, 25 and 144, add them and square root it, you get 13. And so you're going to go up and down from the origin 13. So the foci would be 0, 13 and 0, minus 13. Now to find the purple points, which are the vertices, you notice that you're going to have to go up and down from the origin 5. So it's going to be 0, 5 and 0, negative 5. Now you can go back to your handout, starting with number 5, find the vertices and the foci. So my substitute will probably do number 5 and or 6, and you can do 7 through 10. And then after that, after you master all that, you can go to these problems right here, starting with number 11. But go back and do 5 through 10 before you tackle 11.